Why would someone who owns a house, yes, they got a mortgage on it, they put a down payment, probably 20%, they're paying PMI or whatever. Why would they just be okay with leaving that house and letting you take over payments?
Welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show.
Hey guys, welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show. Today we've got a YouTube exclusive and we've got none other than my friend Pace Morby. Pace is a legend in real estate investment. And when I talk to you guys about money, meaning, and self-mastery, well, today we're going to do a deep dive on making money using real estate deals. And we're going to break a lot of beliefs today, right, Pace?
Yeah, I think most people have been lied to.
Yes, most people have been lied to. So why don't we kick it off right there? How have most people been lied to about real estate and making money?
I was lied to when I was coming up in the game as a contractor. Number one, I was told, by example, by my parents, trade time for money. That was my first lie. Then I had a mentor that came into my life. Her name was Bethany. She showed me how to get real estate deals without a license. That was another lie. I believed in order for me to get into real estate, I had to be a licensed real estate agent. And I went and took a license. I took my class. I was on my final day and this lady goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Oh, I'm taking my real estate class." She says, "Yeah, that's the worst way to make money in real estate is become the job in real estate. Real estate agents are the people that are the 9 to 5 people in real estate." And we all look at real estate agents like they have a license. That was the first lie in real estate I was told. Second one was you need a bank. That is the most bullshit lie I have ever heard. But it wasn't until I got educated, which we can talk about a little bit today. You need money. That's another bullshit lie. And you also need experience, was another bullshit lie. And so I've been on a mission to just prove that to people. You saw my Instagram story today. My housekeeper got her first deal.
Yeah. Tell us about that real quick, because right now, as you say all these things, you need money, you need experience, you need a license.
Yeah.
And I could already see people in the comments on YouTube going,
Scam.
Yeah, scam, exactly.
Yeah.
He's doing something shady. What is he doing? Well, literally today, you put out a post on Instagram that your housekeeper got her first real estate deal.
Yeah, non-licensed, no bank, no credit, none of her own money. All of that.
How does this happen?
Okay, so here's how it happened. So I had a TV show on A&E for about 3 years. A&E comes to me and go, "We want to renew for another 3 seasons." And we were the #1 TV show on A&E. I said, "No, I don't really flip houses. I do, but that's like a small business that I own. I really flip people. I love flipping people."
What does that mean?
Same thing that you do. You take somebody, you see something in them that they don't see in themselves, and you pull and extract it out of them, just like a piece of real estate. Like, let me improve this and flip it, right? Sure. So I flip people. And I said, if we can do a TV show where I improve people's lives through real estate, then I want to do the show. And they go, "Well, we can't really sell backsplash ad sponsorships through that." So I turned the TV show off. And I call my buddy, Sean Reyes, Attorney General of Utah, and I go, "I want to make a TV show where I go to homeless people and I interview people and I find a team of like 3 or 4 homeless people and I help them get off the streets with real estate, with no credit, no bank, no license, no experience, nothing. And I want to do it in your state so I can help the people in your state." And he's like, "Let's do it." 3 months later, he says, "I'm not going to be AG anymore. I've been the AG for 8 years. I'm retiring and you got to work with somebody else." I'm like, "Gosh, damn it. Okay. Well, the universe will provide." And I wanted to do this. And this is the kind of crazy shit I do all the time. Well, I get an email from a homeless lady in April.
Yeah.
Okay, her name's Maddie. Maddie sends me an email. "Hey, Pace, been watching your YouTube channel. I feel like you're the person that can help me. My husband died at 55. I was 55 years old, stay-at-home mom, never learned how to make any money. I know through your methods I can make money, but I need somebody to show me. I'm not a YouTube type of person, and my little Obama phone that's halfway broken, I can barely even type out this email." Like, this lady is literally... You guys go check out my YouTube channel. You'll see.
By the way, wait. You got to explain it because I caught it when you said the Obama phone. Explain to my audience what the Obama phone is.
An Obama phone is where Obama had legislation that says we're going to make sure that everybody in the United States has access to a phone.
And Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So this lady is off of an Obama phone that she got in 2018. It's completely shattered and broken. It takes 7 seconds for the thing to like realize a button was pushed.
Oh my gosh.
It's the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen on the planet.
Yeah.
So she's sitting here typing me an email from a cot in a women's shelter. Wow. She has nothing. Her husband was killed at her age of 55. She never learned how to make money. She's been on the streets for 4 years. She sends me this email. I go, wow, if this is not the greatest gift I could be given, is to prove that I'm not full of shit. So I say, "Maddie, I'd love to help you out. Tell me your story. Are you on drugs? What's going on?" I made a bad assumption. She's not on drugs. She doesn't have mental illness. What I do is I go, "All right, I want you," this is where I start her out. This is the easy way to get a deal. And then I'll tell you how I got her from homeless to homeowner in 30 days. So I go, "All right, you have a week. We're going to make $5,000. And she goes, "How am I going to make $5,000? I go, "I flip houses. I want you to go find a deal that's on the market, and I want you to bring that deal to me, and I will say yes or no to that deal, and I'll tell you why it's a yes, why it's a no. And you might have to send me 200 of these, but all you're doing is literally copying and pasting these addresses and the listing to me. And if I say yes, I'll buy the deal, I'll go fix and flip it, make 50 grand, and I'll pay you $5,000 for bringing it to me.
So I'm guessing by flipping, you mean you're buying a house that's distressed.
Yep.
Homeowner wants to sell it below market.
Yep.
And you'll buy it, you'll upgrade it, and then you'll sell it for more.
Yeah, I
closer
bought
to
the
value.
house I bought from her was 406. I bought it for $406,000, and I'm flipping it, and I'll sell it for 600. Okay, it's about to go on the market. Like it's that. This is how recent it is. I still.
And you taught her how to do the legwork in finding those deals.
The only thing I taught her how to do, Bedros, is to go find people who have already got houses under contract, like real estate agents or wholesalers.
Okay.
She finds them. This is so easy. Go on any city in the United States, type in cash buyer Riverside, cash buyer LA. Every one of those people that is paying money on Google Ads has deals, real estate deals. They've negotiated, they've already contracted them, they just need a buyer. So I go, all I want you to do is be the middleman. Go take the address and the price, copy and paste it to me. She goes, that's it? Just copy and paste? I go, yes, it is truly that simple. Just copy and paste the address from the wholesaler, bring it to me, and I'll say yes or no. If it's a yes, I'll buy it, pay you $5,000. If it's a no, I'll tell you why it's a no and at what price I would have bought it at. She copies and pastes 47 addresses to me. We say no 47 times. On the 48th time, I say yes, she makes $5,000. Dude, like this lady, she's just an hour a day. That's it. It's an hour a day for 5 days. She makes $5,000 on a cot in a women's shelter with no experience, a 4'9" black lady. It's the craziest thing ever. And my whole audience is like, what the hell? And I go, no, we ain't started shit. I'm going to tell you in a week, this lady's going to own a house. Own a house. Pace, she's been on the street for 4 years. I know, but this is what I teach. I teach people how to go take over mortgage payments, or I teach people how to get seller finance stuff. And you're a real estate dude. You understand deal making. You understand what seller finance is. So I tell Maddie, I go, now I want you to go find one of those investors, and I want you to find an Airbnb that's failing, which is happening like significantly right now.
More than ever these days.
Yep, more than ever. So I show her where to find an Airbnb that's failing, call the Airbnb operator and say, hey, I have a buyer that will just take over your payments. That's it. That's all she had to do.
Yeah.
She brings the deal to me. I go, okay, here we go. I'm going to buy this and I'm going to turn this into a co-living property. You know what co-living is?
No.
Co-living is rent by the room. It's taking over the entire country. Like, it is crazy. Think about it. Where can you rent a spot right now for $1,000 a month? Utilities included, internet included, landscape included, cleaning included.
Somewhere in the sticks of Kentucky, maybe.
Okay, but it happens right here in Riverside.
Right.
People go buy a single family home. They get rid of the living room, the dining room, the garage. They turn it into rent by the room. It's called co-living.
Yeah.
The website that everybody uses is padsplit.com. So I get this house and I take over the payments. That's literally all I do. It's called sub 2. It's what I teach. And she takes over the payments on this Airbnb. She fills 7 rooms at $1,000 a piece. She's bringing in $7,000 a month, and the payment she took over is $2,400.
Beautiful. So
She now has a free room on a $500,000 house that she lives in one of the rooms, and the rest of the rooms just cash flow, and she makes $2,000 in her pocket net.
So really what's happening is, let's say it's a 3-bedroom house.
Yes.
Like you said, you get rid of the den, the living room, the garage, whatever, and all that gets converted into rooms.
Yep.
Right? The only thing that we have now is a kitchen and restrooms.
Correct.
Right? And so now we have more rooms.
A backyard, some parking, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, which is brilliant. So you got 7 rooms, $1,000 a piece, at co-living. That is such a brilliant model. Now, as you're explaining this, I'm just putting myself in the seat of the viewer, of the listener of this episode right now, and the question that they might ask is this really happening, and is it really that available, or is this like a unicorn deal?
No, it's everywhere. Go to creativelisting.com. Creative Listing, you can find seller finance and sub 2 deals. There's like thousands of them right now where sellers, I could even call a seller right now, and I have my email is full of sellers saying, will you take over my payments? The real estate market's slow right now, right?
And why would, okay, so people are asking right now in the comments, why would someone who owns a house, yes, they got a mortgage on it, they put a down payment, probably 20%, they're paying PMI or whatever, why would they just be okay with leaving that house and letting you take over payments?
The reason they're okay with it is because there's something going on in their life. Okay, so like if you look at my logo is bunny ears. People think it's sub 2, which is the name of my brand, but it's really bunny ears. The first deal I ever did was a lady that had these massive bunnies that were like eating her out of house and home. And she's like, I will sell my house once I figure out a place to put these bunnies. And this was my first deal. I didn't know how to do contracts. I didn't know shit. I had a great mentor, like your mentor. My mentor's name was Bethany. And I called my mom. My mom comes over, takes these bunnies. This lady ends up selling her house to me. I have no idea what I'm doing, but she sold the house to me because I found her bunnies. I found the solution to her bunnies.
Right.
Now, that's the weirdest problem I've ran into. Most of the time, it's divorce, it's bankruptcy, it's job. I bought a deal today where a guy goes, I'm getting deployed in the Army, and I'm not going to be in this house, and I don't want to be a landlord. Will you just take the keys to my house?
Brilliant.
Literally.
So people have many reasons why they want to get rid of a house.
There's about 150 reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually it's some kind of a disaster or distress in their life,
Yep.
which ends up being a blessing in your life.
Correct.
Right?
Right. One man's trash is another man's treasure is sub 2. The other one too is like I buy, and let me get to the housekeeper.
Yeah.
So my housekeeper, we launched this video on YouTube, and I show this lady going from homeless to homeowner. This is literally 3 weeks ago. And I call my wife up and I go, hey, you want to go on a date? She goes, yeah, let's go. I go, great. We're going to go to a homeless shelter. She's like, what are we doing? I go, we're going to pick up a lady and we're going to help her move into her house. And my wife has no idea that I've done this because it happened so fast. Right. And so we pick up this lady named Maddie, put all her stuff in the truck. We move her into the house. I hand her the keys and my wife's like, what's going on? I go, she just bought her first deal. She now owns this house. She's going to rent out all the other rooms. My wife's like, we just took somebody from being homeless to homeowner. This is insane. So my wife shares this video with my housekeeper. My housekeeper has been with me for 2 years. She's never cared about what I do. She's never asked the question. But something's happened in her life recently. She's gone through a recent divorce. So she's going through this like reimagining of herself.
Right.
So she's looking for other ways to make money and how to get some confidence and whatnot. So she watches this video and she goes, you're telling me I could literally just copy and paste addresses to a buyer and I could make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. My wife's like, yes, that's literally all my husband teaches people to do for their first deal. Now, of course, I teach people how to do multifamily and buy businesses and RV parks and all the cool shit that makes a ton of money. But like, where do I start? Well, you're not going to start on a multifamily deal unless you already have access to capital. Like, let's get you on a finder fee, right? So Sandra, in like a day and a half, sends a deal over to a buyer. She gets a check for $5,000 and she's just like, what?
Sandra's her housekeeper.
Sandra's our housekeeper. And she's like, what the hell? Now she makes $5,000 in a month for me. And she just made $5,000 in 4 hours of work. That's the difference between the 9 to 5, right? Like what Jim taught you. Like you can continue to be the personal trainer all day long, or you can learn how to teach, or not teach, but sell. Yeah. And if you learn how to sell, you got all the leverage. Yeah. And so it is that quick. Somebody that's watching right now that's like, I need to make more money. Guys, if you're a stay-at-home mom, 51% of the people in my community are female that are all like stay-at-home moms, 3 or 4 kids. They're like, I need to make more income. My husband's working 2 jobs. I need a way to make money that doesn't require a license, capital, experience, know-how, and I just need like a really simple way to make $5,000 a week. Yeah. So bird dogging is what we call it. We call it bird dogging.
That makes total sense. And so let's fast forward to the Pace that didn't have all this knowledge, didn't have this experience. You started off as a contractor.
I was a contractor. I learned how to do this from my dad. I grew up in a family of 12 kids, Mormon, and my dad taught me to be a contractor. So what did I do? I became a contractor, right? All the way through my 20s, I was swinging a hammer, got a client, Zillow, OfferPads, like all these big companies would hire me because I love everything about life. I'm just like going. I had big clients, but I had one client that called me. She goes, hey, you have a great reputation. I want to hire you. And I get hired. I do one house for her. I do a second house for her. And on the third house, she says, meet me at my third house early. Pulls me out of my truck, starts yelling at me. She says, why aren't you in real estate? I go, well, I am in real estate. Look, I'm fixing all these houses. She goes, you are not in real estate. I'm in real estate. You are my slave, is what she literally says to me. She says, you're not a contractor. I go, what are you talking about? No, I'm not a contractor. I show up on time. I hit budgets. I communicate. I do great work. She goes, yeah, exactly. You're not a contractor. Like contractors don't do that. Right,
don't do any of that stuff. They're over budget, over time, never show up.
They lie, they don't communicate, whatever. And she's like, you need to be in real estate. And I go, well, I don't know where money comes from. And I don't know where deals come from. And I don't know this. And this lady says, pull out your gosh damn phone right now. And she makes me pull up my phone. This is like the iPhone 3 or some shit. She makes me pull up my phone and she goes, we're going to send out mailers. And so she makes me spend money, which I don't teach people to spend money to go get leads now. It's like tech is too good now. You don't spend any money. But I spent $5,000 on mailers that said, I'll buy your house cash. We send them out. I get a call and I'm like, I answer the phone. I'm like, hello? And the lady's like, hi, this is Janie. Are you the guy that buys houses? I go, hold on. And I had to go on the other line and call Bethany and go, what do I say? Like, that's how little I knew about real estate. I go on the appointment. Janie tells me, this is my first deal, the bunny story. I go on the first appointment. I go in the house. On the way to the house, Bethany tells me, don't pay $1 over $150,000 for this house. First off, I don't know where the 150 grand would come from.
I was just going to ask you, where would the money come
no
from?
freaking clue where the 150 grand. Bethany, she told me this thing. She goes, every time you ask a question, imagine putting a box in front of yourself, and now you have to box jump that. Every time you ask a question, stack another box on it.
Hey guys, quick interruption to the Bedros Koulian Show. Listen, if you're like me and you love fitness, you love helping people, and you love being an entrepreneur, you might want to open up a Fit Body Bootcamp gym. Doesn't matter what day of the week, what time the session is, Fit Body Bootcamp locations are full of clients getting amazing results. With hundreds of locations across the United States and Canada, we are helping people burn fat and build muscle while helping entrepreneurs like you develop business models that are successful and have recurring revenue. So if you think Fit Body Bootcamp might be a great business model for you, then I want you to go to fitbodybootcamp.com. I want you to click the franchising link, fill out the application to see if there's a territory available in your town, in your area. And who knows, if you're a good fit, we will invite you to the Fit Body Bootcamp family. Now back to the show.
She says, stop being an asshole. You're nothing but an asshole. You ask so many stupid questions. Just take action and shut your stupid face. That, like, she treated me this way, lovingly. It's what I needed, though. And she goes, stop asking questions. Do exactly what I tell you. You will learn on the job. She's like, it's like being a parent, getting married, or anything else. You learn on the job. Why do you think you're going to obtain all this information before you take action? Right? So I'm on this appointment. I'm calling her on the way to the appointment, not preparing for the appointment. I'm on the way to the appointment. Don't pay $1 over 150. Cool. I go in the appointment. I talk to Janie, sweet kindergarten teacher. She's retiring. House is in shambles. She's lived in it for 50 years. She hasn't done anything with it. She goes, I just know that I can't sell it on the market, and I need an off-market solution. Cool. Why haven't you sold it yet? Great question. Probably the greatest question I could have accidentally asked. Why haven't you sold it yet? Well, I have an offer at 165. And I'm retiring. This is my last chunk of money, and I need to get as much money as I possibly can. I go, I can't help you. I'm so sorry, I can't help you. My number's well below that. She's like, stop anchoring me. I didn't know what anchoring meant. I had no idea what anchoring meant. I was a contractor. I was like, am I anchoring into the concrete?
Right,
like,
right. I was going to say, you're thinking about anchoring something into the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she goes, what do we do now what do we do? And I go, I guess I leave. And as I'm walking out of the house, this is my first appointment. I go, is there anything I can do to help you? She's like, wait, you don't want to buy my house, but you want to help me? I go, yeah, I want to help you. She goes, I got this big problem and I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, what is it? I'm thinking it's like a hot water heater or some shit. She has 3 Flemish bunnies in the backyard. They're massive.
Are they really that big?
They're size of 5-year-old children.
Holy smokes.
She got them, her granddaughter got them from a fair. They thought they were regular bunnies. They grew to like cost $600 a month in food and maintenance and all sorts of shit.
Jeez.
They're eating her through all of her retirement money. And she goes, I need to find a safe home for them to go before I make a decision on who to sell to. I go, okay, cool. I call my mom. My mom picks them up. This lady's crying. I can't believe you do this. I go, okay, great. Have a good day. She goes, you're leaving? You're not even going to give me an offer? I go, Janie, I told you I can't help you. Have a great day. I gave her a hug. Two weeks later, she calls me back up and she says, hey, Pace, it's Janie. I just want to let you know, as a school teacher, I put on my calendar to do my homework by this day, and my homework was to decide who I'm selling my house to. And I made the decision today that I'm selling my house to you. I haven't given you a number. What are you talking about? And she says, 15 people before you, 15 people after you met with me. Not one person asked me, how can you help? Or how can they help? You help me. You didn't ask for anything in return. I trust you. Whatever your number is, come up to my house. I'm selling the house to you.
Dude, isn't that a beautiful thing? I think Zig Ziglar says that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Bro, it was the greatest lesson I learned in business. And this is what happened. So I go, shit, what do I do now? Now I have a $150,000 problem. I don't have 150 grand and I don't know how to fill out contracts.
So what was next then?
I called Bethany, my mentor.
There you go.
So I called Bethany just like you did with Jim. And I called Bethany and I go, hey, this is what happened. She goes, great, come pick me up. She goes on the appointment with me. She fills out the paperwork. She walks through the paperwork with me and Janie in front. So I learned on the job how to fill out a contract. Janie's crying. Bethany's telling me, great, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. We go out in the truck. We're done. I got my first contract, dude. $150,000. I'm buying this house.
Yeah.
And I look over to Bethany. I go, where am I getting the 150 grand from? And what am I going to do with this house? She goes, oh my gosh, how do you not know anything? I'm like, no, I don't. She says, I'm buying the house from you for 175 and you're just going to sell the contract to me. And this is the first time I heard about wholesaling. And assigning contracts.
Yeah.
Now I realize this is happening in every type of business, right? People are look at Costco. They're a wholesaler.
Yeah.
This shit's around you all over the place.
Yeah.
So she buys the contract from me for 175. So I never had to come up with the 150. I made 25 grand with maybe 3 hours worth of work and helping a lady out of a problem. So best lesson I learned in business was right there in that truck. I go, what just happened? Bethany is the person that taught me find the bunnies. If it's about price and you're negotiating on price, anytime you find yourself negotiating a price, you have not found their motivation.
Right.
And you know this as a coach and a big business guy, you're like, you're right. If you're not solving a pain point, then you're not bringing any value. So I just got obsessed with like finding people's bunnies and I just went on this mission. And I think the thing that sets me apart between a lot of people is I go, Bethany, help me in person. How can I help other people in person? Like the YouTube is great, the Zoom is great, those things are great, but like the way you do your events here, how different is it having an in-person event versus
proximity is powerful.
Molecule to molecule, right?
Yeah.
So like right now I'm going on this crazy tour. It's called the Creative Nation Tour, where I told my wife, I go, we're taking our kids out of school for 6 months. We're going in an RV and we're going to go to 109 cities and I'm going to help everybody that comes out to these free meetups how to get their first deal in 2 hours because they need to see it in person.
Right.
Start to finish. So if you guys are interested, free meetups, you might have to buy tacos because I'm gonna have taco trucks there.
That makes sense.
But 109 cities, I'm gonna go on the road, 109 days in a row.
Where does my audience find out where those cities are?
CreativeNationTour.com.
CreativeNationTour.com.
Completely free, nothing to sell. I just go, I think I'm probably gonna push really hard for one more year before I'm gonna try and have another baby. And I'm gonna go out on the road, I'm gonna do 109 days in a row where I go, let me help you exactly the way I helped Maddie. And the way my wife helped our housekeeper get their first deal, let's just do it in person and I can do it in 2 hours.
Let's go back to the bunny story for a second.
Okay, cool.
And Bethany, right?
Yeah.
Your mentor. So you bought the house for 150 or 151,000?
So she bought it. I got the contract for 150.
150.
I sold it to Bethany for 175.
Okay.
So I made 25 grand.
I'm going to be the voice in the comment section here. Wait a minute. If you bought it for 150 and you were going to sell it to Bethany for 175, I'm guessing then that's still below market and Bethany's going to spruce it up a bit and then sell it for even more.
She sold it for 400, yeah.
Sold it for 400. Why wouldn't this lady just spruce it up, find a way to spruce it up,
She's
get
a
a loan?
school teacher. Like, guys, I wish I could take you on an appointment and you can sit in the living room with these people. They are so grateful to get the price. They know their house could be worth a certain dollar amount.
Right.
They don't have 80 grand to clean up the house.
Right.
Nor do they have the time.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever been okay, this is interesting. So in jujitsu, you ever been suffocated? You're like, I will do anything to get out of this situation.
Yes. And I usually tap at that point.
Okay. But Bedros, why don't you figure out how to get out of that situation?
Right. Right. Because I don't have the skill yet.
There you go.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing with the seller, same thing with a lot of the real estate agents that don't understand creative finance is that they don't have the skill to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
So I come along and I go, I can help you get out of that situation, but I'm going to make a lot of money. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. And this same thing happens when I take equity in businesses. And what people don't understand is I could come in and take equity. And because I got 3 to 5 things that I could do to immediately inject capital and to also get others to promote it because I've got access to a
or
network of
your
people.
CEO, Bryce, or your other team, or the people you've accumulated that you can bring to the table and go, I can
people,
fix all your
processes,
problems.
technologies.
Yeah.
And so, but when someone is overwhelmed and they're stuck in debt and they don't know what to do, we sometimes underestimate the overwhelming burden of being overwhelmed. And so this lady's like, hey, this is a problem for me. I got these bunnies that are eating me out of my home and I know my house could be worth a lot more, but I'm a school teacher and I don't know how to get the funds and I don't know what to do and I don't know how to flip it. I want this problem to go away. And when people are in a great amount of pain, you can not only solve their pain, but you can also use that to leverage your opportunities, where in your case, you buy it for 150, sell it to Bethany for 175, Bethany upgrades the house and sells it for 400,000. It's a win all the way across the board. So Bethany, I'm guessing, had the financial capacity to just pay where you didn't have the capacity to at the time for that 150,000, which is why you sold, right? Which is the wholesaling part.
What was so funny, Bedros, is like I'm in the truck. Okay, we're still in front of Janie's house. Bethany's giving me the bunny lesson. Like, you did something different than most everybody. 15 people before you, 15 people after you, just said, well, Janie, your windows are single pane and your hot water heater is blah, blah, blah. They did the clipboard bullshit.
Yeah, the inspection.
Yeah, you did as she's teaching me this lesson, you know what the most exciting thing in my mind was? This is where my mind was. This is the same thing with you and Jim. When Jim started mentoring you and he handed you a book and said, hey, here's a book about real estate. You're like, bro, this is about real estate. I'm not a real estate guy.
Yeah.
You had a mindset shift. Mm-hmm. I go, I am so pumped up right now. And she goes, yeah, you made 25 grand by helping a lady. I go, no. You're buying another house and I get to be the renovation guy. I get to flip the house for you.
Yeah. You're still thinking with your old mentality.
I'm thinking with a hammer.
Yeah.
And she says to me, you are fired as my contractor from here on out.
That's
you will
beautiful.
never do a renovation for me ever again. You just learn how to go find me 100 more. And so that year I found Bethany 70 plus deals and made a little over $1 million.
Good for you, man.
For the people that are in the comments, by the way, because you will get people like, oh, you took advantage of this lady. I've recorded every single appointment I have ever been on in my life on my iPhone, on my voice memo app.
Yeah.
Anybody that does not believe what these conversations listen to or sound like, I've recorded every conversation since 2012, over like 1,500 appointments I've been in. You will hear every single person going, please take my house over.
Yeah.
Please get me out of this situation. And you will hear me go, well, why don't you list it with an agent? Oh, I already tried that. They couldn't sell it. Why don't you renovate it yourself? I'll loan you the money. No, I just want out. I just bought a house from a real estate agent like 6 months ago, 200 grand under market value. And I go, why are you selling to me? Like, you're an agent. You could put on the market yourself. She was like, speed and convenience.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll give you a great example of that firsthand experience. So obviously it's my YouTube channel and the people know the story, but it's worth sharing it again. And I talk about it in my book, Man Up. In 2011, I bought my first sports car, right? And it was a Nissan GTR. 9 or 10 months go by and payroll and quarterly taxes landed on the same month.
Fun.
Yeah. Our part-time accountant at the time, because this is 2012, was like, hey, we need X amount of dollars for payroll and quarterly taxes, and you don't have it. I was like, oh shit, I need to sell this car and I need to sell it quick, right? To get as much money back out of it as possible. I literally sold it very quickly at a loss, but I was happy to get rid of it at a loss.
Because it solved another problem.
It solved
There was a
another
greater problem.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, someone might say, hey, that buyer took advantage of me. I think that buyer saved my ass, because if they didn't do that, I would have had to do some kind of a home equity line of credit, which would you go to the bank or do this. And I wouldn't have had enough time, which means now you're asking the government for an extension on your quarterly taxes, which might come with the penalty, or you're looking like a dipshit to your employees because you're like, hey, your paycheck's going to be late for a week or two or
You'll
three.
lose them.
Yeah, or you're going to lose them,
They're
right?
gone.
So that guy that saved me from myself by buying my car below value freed up money that I had so that I could pay my quarterly taxes and my payroll that landed on the
Meanwhile,
same
he
week.
goes and tells his buddies, this GTR I just bought, I stole it from this guy.
Right.
Right?
And good for him.
Not knowing that that guy just solved 15 problems for you.
So it was a win-win, right?
Yes.
Like, he knew my bunny, and that was great. And so you can do this with homes. I do this with businesses. You can do it with anything. And I think what people need to believe is, or what people need to change is their belief system that this is possible, and it's not a scam. It's not a unicorn event. It's not this only happens every now and again. And so for someone who's like got a 9-to-5 job and they know nothing about real estate, what is the one piece of advice before we end this episode? What is the one piece of advice that you can give them if they want to take that first step into real estate investing?
Okay, so let's say that I wanted to get into buying businesses like Bedros does. What I would do is I'd go to Bedros and I'd go, hey, brother, you buy businesses, right?
Yep.
Okay, tell me what your buy box is. And you would tell me what your buy box is, which means I'm looking for businesses that are doing this, this, and this.
Yep.
I don't have to buy the business. I don't have to finance the business. I don't even have to necessarily negotiate the business. I just go find business owners that are in distress. Okay, there's a lot of places to find this. And I would then bring them to you and go, hey, would you be interested in buying this deal and paying me a finder's fee? Mm-hmm. That's it. You're getting paid a finder's fee.
Yep.
In real estate, it's actually 1,000 times easier. Okay, so check this out. You go on public listing, so easy. Okay, there's a website called dealsauce.io.
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 I love that.
And you go on DealSauce and you look for buyers, and it will show you every buyer in your metro. If I pull it up right now in Riverside, where are we in? Chino Hills?
We're in Chino Hills, so we're in San Bernardino.
Okay, Chino Hills, I could see everybody that's buying and flipping houses, everybody that's buying and renting properties that has bought properties in the last 90 days. It will give me their name, the property they bought, how they financed it, everything. Phone number. Reach out to them. So this is step number 1. Find a buyer and go, I'm brand new to real estate. I know jack shit. I saw that you bought a house on 123 Main Street. If I could find one like that, would you pay me a finder's fee? I then go over to Chino Hills cash buyers and I Google. Now, who are these people that are on Google? They're people that are advertising and getting into living rooms of homeowners that are in foreclosure, et cetera.
Yep.
And they're getting contracts and they're trying to look for somebody to buy that contract from them on a wholesale fee.
Bingo.
So I just go to them and go, do you have inventory that's already been negotiated? You already have it under contract. Can you send it to me? You copy that address and that price, you send it to your buyer and you go, hey, what do you think about this address and this price? Give me some feedback. That's literally all you do. Maddie, the homeless lady, did it 47 times. She got paid $5,000. Sandra, who is my housekeeper, she just did it last week. She sent 4 houses. She got paid on the 4th.
That's beautiful.
It took her literally like 45 minutes. So if you are brand new, you're a stay-at-home mom, you have no time, this is a 17-minute-a-day business. Now, you can upgrade into much larger things, but that's a good way to penetrate into getting into real estate.
Yeah. So I love what you said. It's 17 minutes a day now. You can go find a deal, bring it to a buyer because that's their buyer box and they know what they're looking for. That's their deal box. But then over time, you could be the one who's now doing what you're doing, which is doing the funding of these deals, right?
Yeah, and holding them in my portfolio. Like we've got $500 million in my portfolio. I've never used a bank. I've never used my own money. I've never pulled I don't even know what my credit score is. I buy everything on Creative Finance. So you can upgrade along the way. My first deal was literally, I did more in my first deal than Maddie, the homeless lady, did in her first deal because I can now teach better than Bethany taught me.
Right.
Bethany was like, go figure it out. Call me when you have a problem, right? I now can give people, so if you guys want to watch it, it's completely free. Bird Dog. Just type in Pace Morby Bird Dog. I've done 4 trainings live, like in my office.
By the way, I've seen those and those are phenomenal.
They're so fun. And that's the video that my housekeeper watched and she's like, no shit. She almost took it on as a challenge to be like, yo, F this rich guy that I fold his clothes. There ain't no way this is, she almost did it out of spite.
Yeah.
And then she gets a deal.
Good for her, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, Pace, thank you so much for being on the show, man. And guys, as you're watching this, remember, just suspend the disbelief that you have, suspend the inner conversation that you can't do it, and start doing the first step. That's all you need is the first step. What did you call it when you said asking too many? Asshole.
Asshole.
Right? Don't be that asshole who is asking so many questions, you asshole, that you're just going to start seizing up because you're going to get overwhelmed. So above and beyond that, remember this, that average is the enemy. Success is your responsibility and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch. Peace.